don't freak out. I will have full animations for the sections once I am fully done and ready 2013, but here's a little taste of the new review style. I hope you enjoy, and hopefully it'll get better as I go on, but I really enjoy doing it so far, so I hope you enjoy too. Let's go, it's the Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Guild Wars 2 is set hundreds of years after the last expansion of the first title. A new evil has arose and we must defeat it. Just like most stories in MMOs, it takes a backseat to the rest of the game. However, with some decent cutscenes, a well-made lore, and lots to talk to, the story is still valid. Not to mention, if you want to find out more about your race, you have plenty of time to explore and talk to different people throughout the title. You don't need to play the last Guild Wars either to gather most of the story. They will fill you in on the way.
Emmer's initial report omitted a lot of important details, which means I set you into a situation neither of us fully understood.
You start off the story creating your own unique character. Pick a race, class, and begin to customize him the way you want, or her. There are no direct roles in the game, so no matter what you choose, you'll craft the character to your liking of gameplay style. The gameplay is mostly setting up different attack combos and unleashing them on baddies. Similar to past MMOs, you will grind, level up, and find new weapons and armors, explore areas, and take down big bosses. The game offers a ton of content for fans of the MMO genre to enjoy. The world system is set like no other, and you will be basically fighting everything in the world with other people. No matter who is fighting who, if you hit an enemy, you will gain experience and potentially an item, making helping other people out in the world rewarding. World events are when certain monsters attack, you and other random players will have to gather up to stop them, kill them, or protect certain people that are getting attacked from them, and so on, making a unique twist on the gameplay that is usually presented in an MMO. With plenty of content, a different take on world fighting, and a well-made lore, is Guild Wars 2 actually worth checking out? Well, let's get to that with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, there's plenty to cover in Guild Wars 2, so let's talk about the good first, and there's a lot of good. First off, the graphics in Guild Wars 2 is amazing. The mass amount of detail going into the look and atmosphere of the world is great. On top of that, there's a great amount of customization for your character. My character Kelly went through a vast amount of changes in just the first 30 levels of my game. The attacks all look great, and playing on high settings, you'll truly enjoy the look of their fantastic looking title. The gameplay is also swift and smooth. Unleashing different combo chains never really gets boring. Being elementalist, most of the times playing, I had to chain different attacks, kind of like an Avatar, you know, the show, not the movie. When I was in ice mode, I was freezing enemies, getting away, using freezing attacks, moving away, using freezing attacks. While in fire mode, I set ablaze enemies while striking them down with my daggers, kind of face to face instead of running away. Of course, depending on which weapon I used, from staff to daggers to other weapons, my whole moveset would change, as well as my way of attacking and defending. All my stats would also change, making it very fun to mess around with different movesets and weapons. The world events that I have mentioned above are great. 1 second you walk across the land, mind your own business, and bam! A huge fucking mob or monster will pop out and try to kill everything in sight, forcing you to join in with a bunch of people and fuck shit up. It's not only fun, but it feels like a very strong community of people working together placed in this game, which is always a welcome feature, something I really enjoyed. Another good feature is the mass amount of land to explore, and it feels fun. Similar to Skyrim or Oblivion or Daggerfall, exploring is both rewarding and fun. Finding new missions, finding a bunch of people to talk to, finding new treasure, or just finding new enemies to fuck up never really gets old. And trust me when I say there's a shit ton to explore. So if you like to explore, you're just gonna love this game. And you'll also level up to that area's level, so if you're exploring and that's your thing, go for it. And you don't have to worry about dying in one hit. Though I suggest being the suggested level for that area so you can dish out some decent damage on the enemies in that area. I also really love the world vs. world, which is basically server vs. server, in which huge battles take place and you must fuck up people in a group fashion. I personally enjoyed it quite a bit, as well as regular PvP idea. However, some might not, which brings me to the next portion. Now the bad. I guess I have to mention the PvP may not be for everyone. At the time I was playing the game, the PvP was either world vs. world, which is the servers, or PvP matches similar to matchmaking type fights. However, everything is leveled up and preset in the PvP world. So honestly, all the work that you do outside the PvP area means nothing really in the PvP area. You followed me. Which might frustrate some, so I'm going to bring it up, though it didn't affect me too much. I also felt that the map could have used some work. I'm staring at a place to go to, and then sometimes there's nothing there, which I found odd. And then I figured out I had to go below a cliff, into a rock cave, down to the water, swim all the way around, hey, grab a rock, go through it again, go back up and get to the cave, open the cave, go through the cave, go down the cave, up and down, left and right, L trigger right, and yes, that was a little crazy. I mean, I don't need to be handheld through an entire game, but that was just crazy shit. I don't think anything is truly ugly in this game, but if I had to mention something, I just wish there would be an improved story. Why is it that Star Wars has been the only title so far with a decent story? Don't get me wrong, this game tried, but with voice acting, which is no excuse now, especially from Guild Wars 1 being a great seller, it should have some decent voice acting. With a game like Star Wars introducing a story that's not only interesting but had some meat to it with choices and stuff, I can't help but wonder why this game still hasn't tried that. They give you some options with choices, but honestly it's really just gameplay choices mattering which type of mission you want to do, not so much actual choices to the story. But it's a shame really, because Guild Wars 2 has some of the most interesting lore in the MMO universe in my opinion. Again, I don't find it a huge negative, but if I had to just name an ugly feature, I guess it would be the story coming from a game that actually tried a story like Star Wars. However, everything else is pretty much awesome in this game. Alright, and now we get to the part that you all been waiting for. Here it goes. You want the verdict? I'm going to give it to you. Is this game worth buying, renting, or is it just stealing from a friend? Or even worse, steal from a friend and fucking throw it away, burn it, or shit on it. Up to you. Well, let's do a quick recap. Amazing amount of content, swift and fun combat, fantastic looking world, mass amount to explore, with the bad only being a few map issues and some PvP that some players won't enjoy. I really hardly find anything bad. With the one ugly feature being the story, you shouldn't really have too much of a problem with, being that's an MMO, and that's really not what you're going to get into an MMO for. If you enjoy a lot of PvE content, you're going to love it. If you like a unique twist on the gameplay in the world, you'll love it. If you enjoy big world battles in PvP, you're going to have a blast. So what do I say for Guild Wars? Well, it's not really hard to see coming, but it's going to get the highest award I can give it. It is honestly a must buy, worth every damn cent at full price. And I'll be coming back for more because it's that damn fun. So Guild Wars, being that's a free MMO as well after you buy it, I mean, I can't give it anything lower than a must buy. A must buy. One of the best MMOs I've ever played.